Welcome back to the Mad Ads department. We are, or we're alive, but we're not live to you guys. Anyway, welcome back, Luke. How we doing, dude?
Mate, it's been a busy week. I've been in the weeds. It's weird being back in the UK. I'm loving it, slightly hating it, but I'll be back very, very soon to the mighty
Luke's ready to
California.
be an American.
I'm ready to be. I'm ready to be.
We will
It's coming.
gladly have you.
It's I'm on my way. But mate, actually, screw me. I want to hear about you. You were at the UFC fight, by the way. Tell the audience what ads you saw, what was going on. Like, my brother, go into that, please. People want to hear what
Guys,
happened.
I'm not gonna lie. I had the time of my life. I met
Outrageous.
the T'Chuk brothers. Shout out to Brittany and Matthew. They'll never see this. But if you don't know who the T'Chuk brothers are, they are the two brothers that were on, or two of the two brothers that were on the men's USA team that won gold at the Olympics this year. And my buddy and I was the first one to see them walk in, and I immediately went up to them and I was like, "Hey, fellas, like, you hate to bother you. Sorry to do this, to be that guy, but I love you guys. I'm a hockey player, huge fans, love the way you guys play, whatever. Can we get a picture?" And Brady, the younger brother, pulls out his medal and he's just like, "Hell yeah, put it on. Let's take a picture." And so we take a picture with these guys. We're chopping up for like 15 minutes. And then some other people start to like realize, like, oh, like, they come over and then we're like, we'll let you guys take pictures. And then they go, "Yeah, we'll come find you guys for a beer after." So then they take their pictures, do whatever. We get food. Time goes by. They go to get food and then drinks, and then they're walking around. And I'm like, "Yo, guys, we got a table if you want to join." And they were like, "Oh, bet." So they come over, join our table. We're like chopping it up with them. We ended up talking to them for probably like 2 hours before the fights. And then everybody kind of disperses to get ready to go to their seats, stuff like that. And I looked to my buddy. I was like, "Yo, what would be the odds? Like, how crazy would it be if we sat next to them? Like, that's where our seats were." And we get there and we are literally right next to them for the whole night. So we basically spent the night with the T'Chuk brothers, which was surreal as a hockey fan and a hockey player.
Damn.
And the fights were all incredible. The ads were, well, I didn't see any of the ads on TV, but there were a lot of ads in the octagon. It was, dude, it was once in a lifetime experience. What a time. What a time. I had a ball. So
What
shout
was
out to
like,
my pops for that. Dad, if you're watching.
but what was the like, because I'm intrigued by this. Like, what ads did you see? What like kind of activations were there any like activations at the UFC? You know what I mean? Like, what are the things that surprised you?
So at the actual fights, there wasn't anything going on really in terms of like activations or anything like that. Just ads like in the ring. But on Saturday when we went to Fan Fest, they had a ton of activations for like Meta AI glasses, and I think who else had it? Monster. Oh God, who else? There were other brands that had stuff there. Who was it?
I'm trying to think of any what type
It
of
was
brands.
like Monster, Meta AI. There was obviously the UFC had their own stuff going on too, but there were a ton of like you could ride a mechanical bull. There was like a not NASCAR but a speed car of some sort that I forget who put that on. Um, and then there was like the Meta AI booth. Oh, there was a Bud Light activation where you could go up to like a little mini bar for Bud Lights and get a Bud Light and take it with you. It was a pretty cool little spot. It was like a UFC octagon.
I've been dying to ask you actually, how have Bud Light been recently? Because I know like they had
I
that
think
whole
pretty good since they
are they
had
yeah, they're
Peyton
back.
Posty and Gillis rep the brand. They've been doing better,
Yeah.
and they did a great job of saving their brand with that. And I know we talked about that from the Super Bowl ad, but yeah, dude, it was a great weekend
Damn it.
full of cool stuff. Cool stuff. And we've got a lot of news to break down actually. So, Luke, I'm gonna kick us off if you don't mind.
Mate, please do.
I think this is one of the coolest plays from a brand right now, and it's because this movie is going ultra viral and is doing numbers at the box office off a little budget. I'm
Obsession.
talking about Obsession, and guess who partnered with them? David Protein. Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Lately, I've had this feeling, this dark, unsettling thought, something that keeps finding its way back to me. This feeling that I'm being
Delivery?
I'm sorry, I didn't order anything. Maybe try next door. Hello?
Hello, indeed.
Who is this?
Wrong question. It's not who is this? It's where am I?
No!
Damn. Damn. I mean, David, because I don't know if you've been on much of the X scene. I mean, I haven't seen that, and that is fantastic. I know David's been going back and forth with Oasis, right? The app that claimed, yeah. I
An
mean, that has
element.
been.
There's a lot of stuff going on there, but I won't get into that anyway. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
To be fair, right? The one thing I will give them in a world now where basically everyone's attention span is of a gnat. The fact that I can imagine that holding a lot of an audience for 2 minutes. I mean, it's a brand awareness play, right? I mean, that's David's whole thing, right? That's kind of how he kind of played it, right? And I think that was kind of how he approached it, So, I think it's smart. I mean, what's your views on it?
I think it's a good cultural ad. It's not like I don't watch that and I'm like, this is a great ad. I think it's a great seizing of a moment and opportunity. And I think it's very well done and directed. But to me, it's a little bit more it's like top of mind stuff, right? It's seizing a new audience. It's a little bit different in terms of I don't know why exactly David wanted to do that, but I still think it was well done.
Oh, yeah, but then I think for me, how I'd have done that differently is I think I'd have actually just had like a limited edition product launch or something like David Obsession, and it'd been a different flavor, and I'd have played off that. I think Liquid Death really kind of carved the way for that approach. I think it's a really smart way to do that because I feel like with that it's just like, okay, cool, you've done the Obsession thing. I mean, I think it'd been great. Obsessed David, right? Like David obsessed. I mean, maybe that's too obvious, which makes it a bad idea, but I don't know. Maybe there's some play on words there. But I'd probably launch a flavor with that, right? Maybe the ice cream would be. I don't know. You know what I mean, right? I think there's such an interesting play with the product itself, not only in the campaign. But yeah, I mean that's really interesting. How
You
did
know
you
what?
discover it? Was that native
What's
on
that?
X? Was that native on X? Did you discover that?
Yes, but guess what's even crazier?
Tell me.
So on Instagram where they launched this, it did 43,000 views. Okay. This
Slow
one.
for David. That's low for David.
Low. But guess what else they made? A BTS with Indy Navarrete doing it in one take. And it's almost at 1 million.
Interesting.
That is proof right there that you should be making ads about your ads. Include the BTS, show the process. People want to see that. It's awesome. Like I can show it too if people want to see it. Like I don't know how long it is. I don't remember, but I'll share it real quick anyway. I'll share it.
Delivery?
So I won't share the rest of it, but it's at 990K. That'll get to 1 million probably by next week.
Have you seen the comments as well? Like, what's that lighting breakdown? Like, I mean, there's some great jokes. I mean, but this is something that I think you're so right about. And it's like, you've got to, when you make that hero ad, right? You make that ad that you put a lot of budget behind, if it's very hi-fi, You've got to have the behind the scenes. You've got to amplify the message, right? It's such a no-brainer, right? You know, like show the thinking, show the care and attention, right? Like we live in a world now where I would actually argue not the input is more valid than the output, but we're definitely in a world now where the waiting of seeing the process is probably more like appreciated now than like the output's incredible. It's like showing your working outs and maths, right? If you just show me 10, if you show me 100 and you don't tell me how you got there, it's not as interesting. So yeah, that's really interesting. That's a really good campaign. Great spot.
Well, and I'll tell you why I think the video we just watched of the BTS and the actual ad did
Yeah.
better. One, the dual screens are a great attention grabber. Two, it's showing the finished product and the behind the scenes. So it's giving people so much more to intake and digest about, like, you know, watching now ultra famous, ultra highly regarded young actress do this in one take. Like, that was a one take thing. They didn't cut anything. Unreal job. So I think there's a lot going for it. And I think that's why it did better. But what else do you got for us, Luke? What news? What news do you have in the UK world?
I mean, God. I mean, you've set me up beautifully for that. I mean,
Because I didn't know if you were gonna have any UK stuff right
of
now.
course, mate, I would. The UK have followed. We've followed one of our, we've followed Australia, and we're banning a Commonwealth country. Sorry, we're following suit and we're banning social media for under 16s, which actually plays into perfectly about what we spoke about a while back, that brands are going to have to really invest in real life activations. And I think that's something that needs to be top of mind for a lot of brands, because I feel like a lot of, like, let's look at skincare, right? For example, you know, the whole point is you do soft signal marketing when people are younger, and then eventually they'll buy your products, right? And I think if you can't advertise on social media, you actually have to go out and do stuff in real life. So it's an interesting thing. I mean, what's your views on it, Carson?
See, I'm torn for this too, because I do agree with the sentiment, but at the same time, like, especially being from the US, I'm like, how much does this really infringe on, you know, freedoms? I don't think it really infringes on freedoms, but it's like, it in my mind, like, yes, it should be left up to parents, but do I think this is a good step to, like, really kind of combat the epidemic going on of just kids being chronically online and not having social skills? Yeah, I do. So I'm like simultaneously for and against it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, the iconic thing that came out though was a young girl was being interviewed by the BBC News, and they asked her how long her screen time was, and her response was 9 hours. And then they ask her a follow up of what will you do in your spare time, and she says, "I will stare at a wall," which went very viral across the UK as a comment. It's the most British thing I think I've ever, quite frankly, heard. So yeah, that was very interesting. I've got some other news if you're happy for me to continue on the track.
Yeah, go for it.
So the ITV, so for anyone that doesn't know what the ITV is, they're a big broadcasting station in the UK, and they're saying that it's going to be the biggest World Cup in the sense of the advertising. Broadcast revenue, broadcast revenue from expanded tournament are running about 30% higher than in the Euros, which is nuts.
Got a little salt out on there.
Yeah, I just saw that as well. Yeah, what do you think? Let's analyze real quick.
I wonder how they're doing.
Bum?
I wonder how they're doing.
They're doing well. I think they disclosed. I think last year they hit 1 mil. I think they did 1 million in revenue. I think they're doing well. I know they're one of their. I know their head of social media. She's just left, Sophie, I think. So I wonder what she'll get up to next. I'm quite excited for her. She's an absolute killer. I've never met her, but I hear she does incredible things at companies she goes into. So I wonder which company would be lucky to get her.
Yeah, I think this is actually a very true sentiment, that the World Cup is a 6-week Super Bowl for advertising industry. Because think about how many brands are coming to play, and think about all the activations they're doing, all the ads they're putting out. Like, this is a 6-week campaign in and of itself. And being in America, I know that, like, we're seeing it everywhere, across brands, across athletes, across creators. Like, it's a big thing going on right now. And honestly, it's kind of a good thing for advertising in my mind because I'll think a lot of the product, as in the ads that have come out of the World Cup, have been very engaging for people. You know, you've got the Nike versus Adidas stuff that's going on with their ads. You've got Budweiser, Levi's stuff that I'm gonna bring up right after this, and there's a lot of opportunities going around. I'm a huge fan of what's going on right now in terms of what the ad industry is doing, and I think a lot of people are seizing their opportunity in a great way.
Well, it's look at the goalkeeper that played against Spain, right? I mean, he had 40,000 followers and he had 8 million followers overnight. I mean, that is, it's the World Cup can change lives in so many different ways, and I think it's such an exciting time to be alive, especially especially in advertising, right? I mean, and maybe the ban of the under 16s in the UK. I mean, that will make it slightly more difficult, but also I think social media advertising, it's very easy to be quite lazy doing it, I find. I think it's easy to, like, miss the hard steps and ask hard questions because you can, quote, unquote, "rip a static" and launch it in 2 minutes. But actually doing an in real life activation, you have to think about and plan. I think there's something to be said about that.
I do too. And speaking of brands seizing their opportunity at the World Cup,
You little
Levi's is going ultra viral right now. Shout out to the boys at Levi's. So, Luke, you said you haven't heard of this yet, which is great because I want to cover it in depth here. So, FIFA, if you don't know this, every stadium that houses the FIFA World Cup either has to buy the rights to do so or cover up their logo. Levi's didn't want to pay for it. So what they did was they covered up their logo. So you don't see the Levi's logo and the stadium, but you see the covered up part, right? So FIFA forced Levi's to cover their logo at their own stadium. 48 million views later, everybody on the planet knows where the World Cup is being played. And here's why. Look what they did on their socials. They covered up their name just like they did on the stadium. They didn't fight it. They leaned in, as you can see right here in the comment section. But like, if you zoom in, I don't think you can see it here, but if you on this, you can see like the Levi's logo behind. If you zoom in close enough, I don't know if they have a picture on this or not. Yeah, right here. So they have built this moment around not being able to advertise or use their own logo on the stadium that they play in. And they've gotten free attention because of this, just because they covered up their logo and played into it. I mean, like, how incredible of an advertising play is that in and of itself? I mean, what a brilliant job.
I mean, I didn't that's what I mean. That's what I loved. That's why I love the show. Like, you learn something new. I mean, that's mad. I mean, talk about being reactive, right? I mean, reactive and proactive at the same time, right? It's like, how do you make this into a viral moment? I mean, that is something to be written about. I mean, genius.
Incredible. They did a great job.
No, that's heads up, hats up to Levi there. Wow. Damn, that's good. What else have you got for me, Carson? I feel like you're cooking, or do you want me to do some cooking of my own?
Do you have more news?
Yes, I have more news.
Okay, you go first, and then I'll take the next one because I've got
This
a pretty
is a
big
platform.
announcement.
So this is a platform that has been very close to my heart, due to the beginning of time. I was very frustrated with the platform, aka its algorithm was appalling.
Yeah, it's terrible right
So
now.
LinkedIn is attacking and approaching, the pitch to creators, and this is something that we're seeing across a lot of the different platforms. With Instagram, and partnership ads and this creator marketplace. I mean, for me, it's fascinating. I think that, again, a lot of people that are discouraged from making content, I always say to them, you may think everyone makes content, but actually, only on LinkedIn, only 1% of people make content. And of the people that do make content, it's either them announcing they're leaving a job or they want a new job, right? So you can become very well known in your industry by posting content in the space and stuff that you're interested in. It's changed my life. I think it's changed Carson in some ways as well.
Definitely changed mine. Being
So,
a
like,
B2B creator is now a big thing.
it's huge because it's like there's not many of them because it's not the most sexiest thing to do in the world, right? It's not as fun maybe doing, being like an influencer and doing like makeup or whatever.
We're also seeing B2B creators go now from LinkedIn to other platforms. So like it's definitely a growing industry and growing space. I have buddies that are in like the B2B creator space, and it's kind of crazy like what's going on there. So I think this is a very cool and big next step for the marketing and advertising industry to be able to get your product out there and make it feel a lot more organic.
Yeah, and then I think the thing that I want people to also think, and again from a marketing perspective, because I think companies, they may be like, why should we be on LinkedIn? We sell consumer. Well, how do you find the best talent, right? The great talent will unlock scale, and I think LinkedIn. I think this is a really interesting point. The LLM equation. LinkedIn is getting some really good search ranking currently, on AEO and SEO. So I think as a company, if you can have that one champion that pushes LinkedIn and you can talk about what you're doing and what, trade shows you're going to, or which new, I don't know, Trader Joe's you've got into with your product, or if you've sold out. I mean, just tell the story, and then you can also acquire and hire the best talent. So I think that's important to look at. But yeah.
100%.
And then I have one more piece of news. So Disney on Disney Plus have essentially
I have seen this.
You've seen it. Interactive advertising.
But I've seen it actually watching Disney Plus stuff.
Damn, tell me what you thought about it.
I think it's great. Them and Hulu, and I guess ESPN, but realistically it's Hulu and Disney, have started adding like the QR codes in there and all this more interactive stuff. You can pick what ads you want to watch. It's been great. Like much better ad experience than other subscription services. One thing I will say is Disney and Hulu, if you could decrease the number of ads I see, that would be awesome because it's way too many.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's about the only thing I've got.
Personal note from anyone that's from Disney who's watched this, me and Carson have got a problem with the amount of that. No, I love that.
That's about the only thing.
So that's kind of yeah. That's it. I mean, that's the only news that I have today. But campaign-wise, I mean, I would be very happy if I could kick off, if that's okay.
I've got one more piece of news. And Luke?
Fine, I'll delay. Yeah.
Luke?
Is it personal? Yeah?
Nike is back. Nike is
You
back.
said this. I swear we've had this
Shout
conversation.
it from the rooftops because Nike is back.
Never slept,
Never
always
slept,
dreamed.
always dreamed. I mean, what a banger.
Damn.
So the New York Knicks won
Jewish. No, sorry. My bagels
the
are
NBA
Jewish.
Finals.
I think that's the point,
And
isn't it?
yes, and Nike just launched this the other day after they won. Hats off to Nike. Let's get a round of applause. I mean, unreal. You'll love to see it. Nike might be back.
They might be
just great. Beautiful copy. Perfect cultural moment to seize. Beautiful.
I love it. Do you think the stock price is dependent on whether they run banging ads or not? Do you think there's like any correlation there you could draw? Like when the boss.
I'm not a financial advisor and I know nothing about the stock market. This is why I have a wealth manager. But yes.
Okay,
I think Nike's marketing is completely the reason that the stock goes up or down.
Did you wonder though, don't you? It's just like because Boston when they weren't doing a very good job in that, their stock got an absolute hit, and now it's like it's returned, right?
Yeah.
But talking about the Knicks, though, did you see that thing I was saying? I think my bagels are Jewish.
My bagels Jewish. My mayor Muslim. My Christian Dior. Knicks in 4.
Now I thought was fascinating by that. I would love to get the image up, but I can't find it. But when that went viral, guess which brand was doing that street interview? It's why street interviews are so important.
I know who it was. Kalshi.
Boom. There you go. Kelshi, right? They're top of mind, right? They own that viral moment.
They are crushing. They're crushing.
I mean, I think there's news about how this World Cup will be the most gambled sport ever. I think this year could be the most gambled. I think it's been the most bets ever placed.
US plays today at 2:30, so I got a meeting at 2, and right after that, I'm going to throw it on and keep working.
I mean, that's the dream, right?
It's a dream.
That's the dream. Okay, that is a very good campaign. But
Luke, lead us into some campaigns that you found this week. Let's do it. I'm excited, brother. I'm excited. I hope everybody can feel my energy right now because I am pumped.
Bro, I can feel it. I can feel it. So this is a fun one. I mean, I've waited for this. I've waited so long for these two brands to finally see what's right in front of them, and thank God they have seen it. I mean, this is a very, very, very cool activation. Two of my favorite things in this world: ketchup and beer.
I did see this.
And will this drive incremental 20x ROAS growth for this company or whatever numbers you want to say? Probably not. But from a top of mind and I must own one of these, yes. Right? This is a very, very classic. I must have this. It's a limited run. I mean, I think it's beautiful. I mean, what do you think?
This feels like it's been a long time coming.
It's just, there's so many things I like about this. You know, I like the fact that this is such a fun thing. It's a limited collab. It gets the conversation going, and I think this has been a long time coming. So yeah, that is one of my main campaigns of this week that I thought people should
love
see.
it.
Heinz-eken, just
I
genius.
think that was such a smart play for both companies.
Yeah.
And I think it's not only because of the wordplay, but I think both brands just do such a great job advertising that, like, it makes sense. It just makes sense. So well done for them. Very well done. And to follow that up, I've got a new Specsavers campaign for us to watch. Speaking of brands who do a great job, let's watch.
Take it MC in your eye then.
Yeah.
Great.
Eye conditions can be a little, well, alarming. That's why at Specsavers, we're here to help you get the treatment you need. Should have gone to Daddy's Dodgy Eye Savers.
What do you think?
I mean, it's Specsavers, right? They delight and they surprise, and sometimes they don't always hit it, but like most of the time, I think I like that ad. What was your view on it?
I think it's good. I think it's cool because they're not advertising their actual specs, but they're advertising the fact that, like, you can come get seen at Specsavers for whatever you're going through with your eyeballs, right? So I think it's a cool differentiated thing that they're not selling you specs, they're selling you peace of mind for whatever's going on with your eye, whether it's infection, whether it's vision, whatever. You can come to Specsavers, get checked out, and make sure you're good to go, and you don't have to buy our glasses. So I think it's cool. I think it's a good job. Well done. Short, to the point, emotional. Awesome.
But do you think that's the game now that those types of campaigns have to be? They have to be really simple, very but straight to the point and not overcomplicated. Because that's what we probably were saying when we were looking at these Super Bowl ads. A lot of them are overcomplicated there.
Yes. Short, simple, and emotional. I also think more specific. Like, that is, you don't see Specsavers telling you about a bunch of different things. They're telling you, just come get seen. Not come get seen, then buy our glasses and you'll be great. It's just come get seen. So focus on one core idea and one core thing that they're advertising. And I think I think it's always been the pinnacle of advertising and what breeds the best ads. But I think we're now starting to see a lot more people start to catch on to that and really dive into it.
But why do you in your opinion, why do you think lots of teams because look, we both know lots of teams going in-house now for their ads, right? You know, they've seen Claude, they've seen ChatGPT. I mean, most companies now use it internally and they think, oh, we can write great copy with Claude, etc. And Claude can write good copy. I'm not saying it can't. But the thing that I'm intrigued by, where do you think brands go wrong then in this? When they why and how do they overcomplicate it? Do you think they just try and fit all these messages into one big they try and fit all these messages into one thing, where actually that's not going to be the case,
Yes. And where I think brands go wrong, because in my opinion, the answer isn't agency or in-house, it's and. It's
a combination of it.
And in-house. Because you have the in-house team guiding you on what is the right play, but the agency comes with the outside of the box idea and they come to you with, this is how it's going to be done in order to get the best effect. Whereas in-house teams can get so, just by proximity and working just with one brand, they become so reliant on this is like everything becomes the same, and they become very reliant on the fact of like, we have to advertise the product. Whereas an agency, for the most part, is thinking more how we think of, we need to advertise this to the right person with the right emotion. It's deeper level thinking, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I've got one more campaign, if you don't mind me sharing, then you want to take over?
Yeah, I mean, after that, I have, well, Luke's ads that were made 50 years ago segment. So if
Perfect.
this would be the last campaign, I only found one
Perfect.
that I'd like to
All right,
show.
sweet. So this is Aldi's perfume campaign. It's actually, it's pretty funny.
A strong new fragrance for the modern man who embodies power, tenacity, and sweat. Never afraid to fail. Always ready to fly. Because persistence isn't just in his nature, it's in his DNA. The new fragrance.
Oh, Dave! Tony needs you on the shop floor.
It's a little goofy and silly, but I thought it was pretty fun.
I mean, that is UK humor to its teeth, right? I mean, that's really, and for them as well, it's a perfect ad. I think that's a really good ad. Will I remember it in 100 years? No, but is it an ad?
But it's fun.
It's fun, right? Like that's the type of ads that get approval all the way up the food chain, right? There's not going to be anyone saying that you can't run that ad, you know?
Yeah, I love it. So now we're on to the history.
Indeed, Carson.
What's my hint this week?
The most famous Us versus Them ever.
Jesus.
You know the format. You know Us versus Them. You know the format. I would argue most famous. I don't know many brands that have had this story of an Us versus Them.
Coke, Pepsi?
That's why he's the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. He does not miss. Also, he's read the show notes. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He has not. There's no show notes. We are.
Yeah, we're not sophisticated enough for that quite yet.
Well, also, I'm very anti the show notes play because I think it's nice the fact that we have no idea what's coming. I mean, maybe from a structural perspective, we should fix that. But like from information, we don't know. It is good fun.
Yeah, we only have our own show notes,
which is great. But this is
wow.
Check the facts. And I think that is this is an ad that I think can be timeless because you could run that right now without it being a problem. You could run the ad perfectly on Meta. It'd be a great static. I think it would rip. Again, with their packaging.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? Check the facts. Like, you can't beat that ad. Like,
no.
I just like it.
Simple and to the point.
And that's why, and I think that's kind of the themes. It feels like that's kind of the theme of this week's episode, really. Just stick to one thing and do it really well, you know?
Yeah. I would say that's the insight.
I think it is. But yeah, that is a lovely ad. Check the facts. This product contains no, why have I tried to pronounce that word, Luke? That was rookie. Any guesses on this one, Carson?
Saccharin?
Saccharin, yep. Fine, we'll go with that. Saccharin, this product contains no saccharin, and this product contains saccharin. We'll find out after the episode that we've completely butchered that. But yeah, so that was a great ad. I just like it. And the reason why I'm a big fan of the ad is like it's very bold in yellow. It stops the scroll, and that time stop the page
turning.
Yeah, it's a page turner. People won't be turning away from that. People, again, what's also quite clever about it is it also makes the consumer think that they haven't been paying attention, which actually is why they want to check the facts. It's like a warning, you know? So yeah, big fan of that ad. What was it? Anyway, that's my campaign 50 years ago.
And that's our insight. Simplicity. Simple scales, complex sales.
Damn. Where's that come from?
I got that. I can't take credit for that. I got that from somebody else, but I forget who it is.
It's fine. That means you can take credit then. That's how that one works. You forget the source, you take the credit. That's the rule of thumb.
You know who? Actually, I do remember who it's from.
Is it from?
You met them.
No Boring Brands.
No, SF. You met him at SF. Very famous Meta advertiser. Man.
Oh, what? It's not Dardenne. No.
Male.
Charlie T?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Anyway, that's story for
That's all we got for this week, folks. We appreciate you guys watching as always. If you've made it this far, if you viewed 2 minutes, then I'm sorry you don't get to hear us sign off. But thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Thank you guys.
All my favorite things. Peace.
We'll see you next week. Peace.